Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alta Call. Today, it's going to be a non-maths episode. We're going to focus on Bravo. And my guest today is the lady with the best collection of memes on hand anytime you need one. And it's Raven from Bitch is Better podcast. Hi, Raven.
Hi. Oh my God. Thank you. Not the best memes. I appreciate that. And I'm so excited to be here and that we're like finally getting to chat.
Yes. Like, you make me feel seen. Like, I say it all the time. Anyone who is a reality person, like, first of all, that's it. But then when you get angry or when you're annoyed by something, I was like, oh, okay, I thought I was a hater, but I feel seen. Like, everyone's just annoying. It's not me.
And I mean, same to you. Whenever I do that, I'm like, I know that I can get annoyed easily with like everything. So to have you like a level-headed person in my DMs, like, no, that is annoying. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm not tripping.
I know. We don't agree on everything. Like when I confess that I'm a
No.
Craig apologist,
Yes.
Raven's like,
Yeah, we
what?
disagree on that. I'm like, are you okay?
I
It's all
am.
love.
I give grace every now and then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to talk all things. A lot has been happening on Bravo, and
A
we're going to talk
lot.
about all of the franchises and all the things that happened. And where do you stand on the Bravoverse, or should I say specifically the Housewives franchise as a whole in general? Where do you stand on that?
Mm. Okay. I'm feeling a little I was just having this talk with my mom. I don't know. There can be good episodes here and there, but like overall, I feel like we're losing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, the Housewives have been on for what, like 20 years at this
Yeah.
point. And so more often you're finding these women who are coming onto the show and they are doing what they think a housewife should do, and they're like
Yes.
acting like how they think they should act instead of just being themselves and like letting us watch that. And
Mm-hmm.
because we've been watching these shows for so long,
Mm-hmm.
we can clock it, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
can you cut it out?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of off-putting. I mean, I'm never
Mm-hmm.
gonna really stop watching because I can't. I've been
Yeah.
watching since I was in high school, so like I'm never gonna stop. But it's tough. It's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I've been saying this the whole while. I'm not one of the people who's so upset about the New York reboot. I'm just like, it's fine because I think that's what we need to do across all the franchises. We need to build the relationships from scratch because part of why
yeah.
we love them is like we've seen these people get divorced, we've seen their kids grow up, get married, and it's time to build that relationship because these people are going to, for lack of a better word, age out.
Yeah.
So and also, we know too much now that nothing really is going to be fresh. So I don't judge them like, oh, you need to bring this, you need to do. We've seen everything, guys. There's just
That's
like
true.
nothing else
Everything.
that they can bring, except if it's like new people starting from scratch. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I feel. Like it's not like the greatest, but I am there forever, like
Yeah.
regardless of what it is.
Loyal.
So, yeah. But besides Housewives, what is your favorite Bravo show
Below
outside of the
deck.
Housewives?
And I
Me
think
too.
even more specific, ooh,
Say it.
it's
Say it.
it's weird because Captain Lee's gone now. So like I don't think you know what? I really enjoyed Below Deck Down Under. But like sailing was really good too. Sailing,
That's mine.
it's probably got to go to sailing, which is tough because Captain Glenn, I'm like, I do not like that man. Um,
Believe it. When you said it, I said, what?
it's just because it's not really fair to him. I
Yeah.
just feel like he lets them run all over him, and I'm like, Captain Lee would never. Like,
Yeah.
you need to get these people in. I mean, they have to listen to you. So that's probably
Yeah.
it. He seems like a really nice guy. I just want him
too
to whip
nice.
them into shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let Gary talk to
Sailing
you like that.
Sailing Yacht is my favorite. I wasn't so last season was just okay, and then I got worried. And then Below Deck Under, I didn't care for season 1, but season 2 I really like. But Asia annoys me, Raven. I know everyone says she's nice, but who is that happy all the time? Oh my god!
I
No, no,
No.
no, 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 no. It's too much.
That's so funny because I think I was talking to my friend Gabby about that and she was like, I cannot stand her. But I don't
Mm-mm.
know. There's something about like working with a person like that. Like I need that energy to kind of get me up because I'm like, oh great, we're at work. Like these
Yeah,
people are annoying me. I don't know. I gravitate towards that type of personality only in a workspace though.
yeah,
Because it's like a limited amount, right? It's like I come
yeah,
here and you're here, but like outside of that, no.
yeah.
So yeah, I like her. I think she's great at her job too. Mhm.
But that
But
she is
I
great.
understand. I
Yeah,
get it.
she is great. But then I don't like Daisy either. I don't think,
Daisy. Yeah, I don't know how I
and I
feel
don't think
about
she's
Daisy.
great
No,
at her
she's
job.
not.
So, yeah, Kate is great at her job. I think Kate might be who I pick. I wouldn't want her as my boss, but
No. What about
she's
Hannah?
good.
How did you feel about her?
I liked her, but I felt like something was missing with Hannah. I don't know. And I'm trying to remember, was she good at her job or was she just get me out of here? She didn't look like I think Captain Sandy, I don't like Captain Sandy, by the way.
Me
I hate saying
neither.
that.
Yeah,
But
I
I think she was
know.
right that Hannah wasn't really into it.
She was
She was just
over it.
clocking out. Yes.
Yeah, so I think
So,
we caught her on the tail end of her
yeah,
her
I'm done with
yachting deal and I get it. I mean, I could not do that job and I worked in hotels for 10 years like from the
Oh
front
my god.
desk to sales to events and it's like people are just awful and the more money they get,
Mhm.
no thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right, we're on the same page on that. Below deck it is, but I think Southern hospitality is slowly creeping in, but it's
Yeah.
it's 2 seasons in, but it's slowly creeping in, and, we'll give it time to see how it goes.
Uh-huh. I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks to Emmy.
Thanks to Emmy. Girl,
All right.
oof.
Let us start with the Queen of Queens, the Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer that dropped. I know we talked a little bit about expectations of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and, how did you feel about that? About the trailer? What did you get from it before I say what I thought?
I'm just I felt excited because I miss them, even though
Mhm.
it's, there's a lot of new faces in there. I don't know who they are. I was excited to see Portia again. I was excited. Did we see Drew in there? I don't remember. I know she's
Guess
on
what?
there.
She was lost in the shuffle.
Kenya, yeah, and that's terrible, but whatever.
Terrible.
Kenya, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
I've missed them. It's been a long
yeah,
time. And Atlanta, like,
yeah,
those are our girls. So okay,
yeah,
I was annoyed to see Phaedra at the end. I'm sick of her. I'm so sick of Phaedra. They're pushing the Phaedra agenda, and I have had it. I've reached my limit. Okay,
yeah. My
it's
listeners are
enough.
tired of hearing me say it, but I will never forgive Phaedra. I don't know that woman. That woman doesn't know me, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
like her. I don't want her. Stop trying to make her happen. Is
Mm-hmm.
she a great reality star? No, she's a great confessional sayer or whatever it's called. She does
Good
not
point.
give on a show. She does not participate. She's not a team player. She's not authentic. She's just good
Go
with the
off.
one-liners. That's all it is. So everyone saw
That's
her in
true.
Traders. My friend was like, "Oh, she's so great." I'm like, "No, she's not."
Yeah.
But
You're like, what is everyone else seeing?
yeah, and then they're putting her as the fixer. If I were the Married
That's
to Medicine
wild.
ladies, I would be pissed as hell. My 10th season, and you
Yeah.
bring Phaedra in like, oh, come fix them. We don't need fixing, really.
No,
So, and
that's a
she's
perfect show. And that's where I think it really started for me, where I was so mad because how dare you? There was
mhm,
nothing wrong with that show. It never made any sense for her to be on there. And for
mhm,
you to fix your mouth to be like, oh, yeah, I came in and helped them revive the show. Like, what are you talking about? So
mhm.
I don't blame Simone and the rest of them for being like, you can go to hell.
Yeah,
Like, no, but write that check
yeah.
first. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. So the trailer. My
Yeah, we
caveat
got off
is
track.
I don't care what they do. Atlanta will always be one, number one,
Yeah.
regardless if it's a bad season, if it's a whatever. See, I don't care. I support their rights, their wrongs, their everything. Like it's number one.
Agree.
But Raven, that trailer was go ahead, girl, give them nothing. I got nothing out of it. It had the Netflix sheen. I that was
It
nice.
looked
It looked like
beautiful, didn't it?
yeah,
I was like,
it did.
something's
It was
different
great.
here.
Yeah. I didn't know the new girls. They all look alike to me. Well, except the one with the 1999 nose. I think I can tell her apart. I think Shamia told her she had 99 nose. So I can tell her apart, but the rest looked the same to me. And I was like, okay, it'll take me time to get to know them.
Yeah.
I like Portia. I've never thought she was leading lady material. She needs to bounce off of people, and that's where Kenya would have been great at it because while we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to bridge the gap, it would be good to have the oldies and the newbies and the whole Kenya thing. My honestly, I wanted them to like forget about it, just bring her back. But I don't know if she left or they told her to leave. Do you know?
Still unclear because it's
Okay.
like Bravo never said anything about it. And Kenya, she was like, oh no, like you'll see me again. I didn't get fired. They're
Yeah.
still writing my checks and whatever. So, like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So, I mean, I'm not saying I should get a storyline in there because I don't want it to lean towards Beverly Hills, but the whole Shamia and Portia sitting down and say, oh, the things in our friendship, honestly, looked fake to me. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't look authentic. And I'm like, oh God, please, I hope they're not going to be grasping, but I'm holding out hope and I'm being positive. But based on the trailer, I was not feeling hopeful.
I'm feeling hope. Okay, maybe maybe this is my delusion. Maybe they are like there's something really like good and big in there because we what we know is the Kenya with whatever the new girl
Mhm.
the thing, and
Brittany or something.
then Portia and Simon and that drama.
Hmm.
So whatever else, maybe they're like, you can truly be surprised when you watch this. We don't even want to like let you know. Just know
Hmm.
Atlanta is back and it's coming and it's gonna be great. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. Cause I'm like, I don't necessarily want to see everything in a trailer either, you
Yeah,
know?
that's
And
true. That's
maybe
true.
there's a bigger, better one to come as we get closer. Who knows?
The mid-season. Yes, I mean, I'm holding out hope. I will always support Atlanta, and I hope that it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm going to lean on. But can Portia talk about Simon?
I don't know,
This
girl.
whole thing.
I cannot keep up with all these lawsuits that Simon is throwing out there. I
Oh
really don't
God,
know.
I
The
wonder if she's found another Nigerian prince because she and Phaedra were in for Dirty December. So they picked up someone else. I saw some rumors, but who
I mean,
knows?
probably, right? Portia knows how to get them. But it's like, can you just relax for a second? Just be by yourself. You move too fast. You don't think things through. Just hold on. Okay?
Mm-hmm. She's so pretty yet
She's
so dumb.
yes. She's exhausting, but I love her anyway.
Yeah, I know. Okay. The next other news was Gretchen coming back to OC.
Oh my god. Yeah. What? I saw that. I thought it was a joke at first, and then I kept seeing it on my
Yeah.
timeline, and I said, "Oh, okay." Because didn't she like during the reunion? She was maybe coming toward maybe I don't know if she was defending anyone or if that was just her
Hmm.
chance to like come at Tamra. And people
Hmm.
were like, "We need to bring Gretchen back. We need to bring Gretchen back." And I was like, "We don't need to keep bringing people back. We don't." And Gretchen is terrible. Is it nice to have like Tamara to have someone to fight with? Yeah, but she's got Jen on there now and she's sticking up for herself so she can fight with her. I don't want to see Gretchen again.
I didn't understand it.
I don't want
I'm
to
like,
see her.
neither do I. I'm like, okay, are we missing something? We know they brought Alexis back because of whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and all that Shannon. So I'm like, is there a fight? Is there like of all of the people? Why are we bringing Gretchen back? Is there a story we missed? Is there something that we didn't? And then they're all kissing her ass. They're
Yeah.
all
Cause
coming up with slides and saying things on Instagram, and I'm like,
it's so
okay.
annoying.
I
I
want Noella. Noella needs to come back.
I would like to see her come back because I don't think we didn't have enough time with her.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It feels lazy.
Yeah,
Like I feel like they listen to the audience on things that they shouldn't necessarily listen to. And then when there's like a big thing, they're like, nope, we don't hear it. We
we
don't
don't want.
see it. We don't, you know? So maybe she's just a friend. Did it
Oh
say
yes, she
if she was
is.
like,
Yes,
it's just a
she's
friend
a
of,
friend
okay.
of, I think, but it's still really random to me. but I don't know. I enjoyed last season of OC, I'm not gonna
Oh yeah, it
lie.
was
But a
good.
really tiny annoyance. I'm a huge Candy fan, and I'm just annoyed
Hmm.
that Tamara has the title now of the longest running housewife across all franchises because it was Candy before, and I'm like, of all the people, why Tamara? Because she's going to gloat about that and talk about that forever. She already
Hmm.
started,
Of
so I'm annoyed by
course.
that.
Yeah, I don't want to give Tamara anything. I can't stand that lady.
I can't, but I didn't think she should be fired. Everyone was like, "Oh, she should be fired. She should let go." But I'm fine with her coming back. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, she's good for the show. We need
yeah.
someone to hate. I do. I thrive on it.
Well, we'll just look forward to Slade. Ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? If you're a woman, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living rent free in our environment right now. In our food, our water, the air we breathe, the clothes we wear, our skincare, and they all mess with our hormones. Then there's the natural hormonal changes our bodies go through. There's perimenopause, there's menopause. Whew, it's a lot. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean we don't suffer through it. But I have good news for you. We don't have to suffer through any of this anymore because now we have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Happy Mammoth, the company that created Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to making women's lives easier, and that means using only science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code AltarCallMaths at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code AltarCallMaths, that's AltarCallMaths for 15% off today. Coming back to our screens, I think
Oh,
that's the other
God.
thing. Nobody wants to see Slade.
No. And he's so excited. He's like, yes. It's been
Yeah.
forever since I've been on this show. But
Mm-hmm.
I saw people saying they're excited to see Gretchen without the filter, which
Girl,
should be interesting.
it's
Should
a
be
disease.
interesting. Yeah, it's bad.
All right, let's pivot to Salt Lake City, part one of the reunion.
Mm.
Um, I can't remember what I've said or haven't said, but I remember telling you my thoughts on Salt Lake City. I think Salt Lake City is overrated, and I will stand on that. I know this season was
Yeah.
great. I think.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait. Before I go into that, do you do you think take Atlanta out of it and Potomac? What is the best franchise?
Take Atlanta out of it and take Potomac out. Miami.
Thank you. Okay, because everyone tries to convince me that it's Salt Lake City. I'm like, okay.
No, it's not. People have recency bias, They don't think about the whole picture here. And Salt Lake, we were on the same page with it, and this is another one of those things because it's like everyone was praising it. They're like, "This is so great, best season ever," blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Mhm,
I'm very annoyed and
mhm,
overstimulated by all of this. I loved
mhm.
the finale. I thought that was funny. The text messages thing was great, but then the reunion comes and I'm like, what? This isn't matched the season. It's not
Yeah.
funny or anything. So like I'm confused now. What is going on?
Yeah, exactly. And I think Salt Lake is just, like I said, a shiny new object. And I think people think they're great because they're comparing them to the rest of the seasons that have been long running. Like it's
Hmm.
kind of fresh compared to everybody else. And that the same goes for Miami, except
Yep.
Miami is new, but it has substance. It actually has,
Right.
it's giving me something. To me, Salt Lake doesn't give me much. They just have those episodes that, go viral and receipts and whatever. And everyone's like, oh my
Yes.
God. And the most annoying thing is I call them JV. Nothing was clearer than when
Hmm.
Whitney and Heather were on Ultimate Girls Trip, and all the rest of the cast members are like, "What are these girls fighting about? Like, what is going on?"
Exactly. Hmm.
And it's just weak to me. But then everyone is like, "Oh my God, Salt Lake, the reads, the stuff," and I'm like, "What
These are
reads?
not
It's weak,
reads.
guys."
These are not. Everyone, like, you're confused. We all need to come back to reality here. Those are not reads. We watch Atlanta,
Mhm.
we watch Potomac. Well, you should if you don't. And maybe you don't, and that's why you don't know what a read is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. There's some people like, "Oh, I watch all the housewives," well, except Atlanta and Potomac, and then it's
Like,
like I
okay,
don't
so
relate.
You
Okay.
don't. All means all. So you
Yes.
don't watch all of them. Got it.
Words mean things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel about Salt Lake City. So yeah, there are enjoyable moments. I enjoy that. I felt like Jen Shaw carried them over. Then they had the Monica thing, and then this was their actual defining season for me
Mm-hmm.
to see how they stood. Was it fine? Yes. I'm not clowning on it. I'm just
No, it
saying
wasn't
like
bad.
it's okay. It's just okay. But the reunion was fine. And why do you think, I say this very loosely, that Lisa Barlow is the star? Why is she a
Girl,
star?
girl, if we that is the $1,000,000 question. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. I'll be honest, in the beginning, like the very first season, I was like, "Oh my god, I like her. She's going to
Mhm,
Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. Everyone shits on it." But like I love it. I don't care. So, but as time has gone on, like I can't stand her. I
mhm,
cannot. She is so annoying and self-centered, and honestly, a lot of
mm,
things that like most of the housewives are, but in her package it's just like not enjoyable for me to watch. It's not
yeah,
funny or anything. I'm just like, can you
yeah.
ugh, enough. Go to somebody else, I can't do it with
Yeah,
her.
I think it's because there's no balance in Salt Lake City. I find most, if not all of them, unlikable. Like, if you tell me to
Yeah.
pick who it is, I can't believe it. It was probably going to be Mary, and I can't believe it. Maybe Angie, but I don't know if it's Angie because of their
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Mary. But from
Yeah.
jump, I've always not hated, but disliked Heather. Like, I'm glad
Oh,
everyone
she's a
is finding
loser.
out now.
Yeah.
Loser. She is. Whitney
She's
is
such a
too
loser.
thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, no. So Meredith, is Meredith okay?
No, she's not. I need listen, I'm not one to call for housewives to be fired, but I need her gone. She makes me so uncomfortable. I don't want to see her or hear her ever again.
And
Ugh. I would rather watch Lisa.
sh it's like she's on another show. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's always on something, she's always fixated on another thing, and I'm like, "Do you want to be a lawyer? Just go take your exams and practice, but not here," and it just messes with the whole dynamic. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think that's why anyways, Lisa is more unlikable because there's no balance, all of them are unlikable,
That is so
and
true.
they're all trying to be on Lisa's side. Again, I ask, why is that? Heather the loser is so happy to be on this side of the couch because, oh my God, I'm there now. Yes. And I'm like, how old are you? Like,
Honestly,
unpack all of that and let it go.
she's literally in middle school. Like, girl, you sat on this TV, you got punched in the face, and you were like, yes, that's still my girl. I'm sticking by her. I know she's going to suck up to Jen as soon as she gets out of prison. It's going to be the same thing. But in the
Oh,
meantime, we have Lisa, the placeholder. She's the next cool girl. Why? I don't know why that is. Um,
that's
oh,
insane.
Heather.
You
Oh,
think Jen is going to come back to the show? Like, they'll bring her back on the show?
girl, I don't know. There's no telling. I know she really pissed Andy off, which is so funny when all of that happened. And he was like,
The interview.
I can't believe she lied to me. She told me she did not do this. And it's like, Andy, why would she tell you the truth?
Let me tell you this. I
We're
actually
talking about
swindled the
prison
old
here.
people.
Yes. Like, why would she tell you? So the fact that he was so upset about that, I don't know. But does it matter? Because would people do they want to see her again? I don't need to. Um, but I don't know. I don't know that I care because again, Salt Lake is like whatever to me.
Yeah, I might be curious to see how they react because these ladies are weird because they defended her to the end. Even when
Mm-hmm.
they found out what it was, Meredith was still, supporting her. So
Right.
now that she's been convicted, she actually went to jail. I might be curious to see what that happens. But do I need Jen full time? I don't think so. I don't think I
No,
need her full
God,
time.
no. Yeah, that's so true. I could see definitely Heather being like, she paid her debt to society, guys. What's the
Mm,
problem? Like, all right.
yeah, absolutely. You need to do
Okay. You
waste
need
and all
help.
that stuff. Okay, let's talk about Bronwyn, the
Okay.
newbie. I was all in on Bronwyn.
Me too.
And then little things comments have been coming up, and I'm like, she's just a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Her asset is that she's very eloquent. I'll give her that. She knows how to state her
Very.
points, state her facts, but sometimes those are lies that are just being said eloquently.
Mm-hmm.
And she flip flops so much. Not so much when she did it on Britney. I can't stand Britney, so I'm okay with that. But
Mm-hmm.
going back to Lisa being the star, I don't think they were wrong when they had that conversation and she went back to Lisa to tell them, oh, this was the conversation we had and all
So
that.
annoying.
Why is she flip flopping? Now, my theory is that I don't think she's recovered from being shunned at 19 after getting pregnant and then,
Mm-hmm.
being accepted by her family. She's still looking to fit in with people, and the same thing happened with this group, and she just says whatever. And that brings me to the affair. I don't think it happened.
You don't think any, like, not the text
No.
messages, nothing.
And
Oh my
one
God.
I'm I could be wrong. And the one thing that solidified it for me at the reunion when
Uh-huh.
they said, "Oh, Gwen is the one who found," and you can see Todd's face like, "Huh? What?" And he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna stand by my wife." And he's like, it's all a mess." And that was all
Uh-huh.
he said. But he looked confused to me, like, "What are we on about?" Because he didn't watch it, and she knows
Right.
he didn't watch it. He
So
knows
she
he didn't
knows she
see
could say
anything, so she
whatever.
knows. Then she keeps going, "You're okay. You're okay." And I'm like, okay, this did not happen. She just needed to bond with these ladies and came up with something. I'm not going to make it physical because that's too much, but just an
Uh-huh.
emotional affair. And I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Oh my
That's
God.
my theory.
I hadn't considered that. I was like, but now that you say that, I'm like, well, how wouldn't he know that Gwen found the text? Because listen, everyone's different, but if that was my husband and I'd be like, and our daughter found the text messages. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to hear that from me. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's strange, but maybe he's forgetting. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah.
But then that makes sense why when she was on Watch What Happens Live, there
Mm-hmm.
was something where she was like, well, no, it wasn't exactly like this. It was like this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, why are you backpedaling? Did he cheat or not? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's my,
Oh.
but hey, you can make anything you want go in your favor because somebody else was like, "Oh, Todd's so protective of Gwen." So when he found
Mhm.
out that Gwen found out, he was so torn like, "Oh no, it was Gwen who found it out." I'm like, like you said, that would not be the first time he heard about it. And you think Gwen kept it to herself also like, "Oh, I saw you text messaging and she said nothing." I don't think it happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no,
I don't know.
Bronwyn. See, my thing with her, I didn't even, because again, I was mostly checked out. But when she started to bug me, was the having the conversation over here and then running immediately and like telling the other people because she did that more than once. And I'm like, why are
Yeah.
you doing that? What,
Yeah.
what's going on here? So you're like playing both sides. I don't like that. And yeah, so the lying of it all is like, okay. Because, I've been seeing people being like, Bronwyn the liar, Bronwyn the liar. And I'm like, what
Mhm.
is she lying about again? I don't care.
All the things. She's a mini Heather, unfortunately.
Oh,
She's a mini Heather. She
no.
just wants to fit in and their goal is Lisa again, but she wants to fit in some group. And that's why I'm like,
Which
what is it about Lisa?
I don't know, but that is crazy to me because the way that Lisa was doing Bronwyn, especially with the whole like Gwen's
Mhm.
grandparents thing,
Parents, yeah. Yeah.
you don't need to ever speak to me again. We're
Yeah.
not going to be cool, nothing.
Yeah.
So for her to still with Lisa, it's odd. I don't know. What is it? Does Lisa run
I
Salt
don't
Lake
know.
City? What's going on over there?
She does. That's what they told us that she does. I am gonna confess that as much as I hate Heather, when I went to Salt Lake City, I went to Beauty Lab.
Well,
So
yeah, for
to go
research
try it out
purposes.
for
Was it
research purposes.
nice?
It was nice. It wasn't bad at all. You don't tip. You can't tip whoever served you. You have to go leave a review, mention their name, and then they pay them out based on whatever review
Oh.
that they got. The one interesting thing was it was filled with pictures or paintings of the Kardashians. I had to
Oh,
ask.
don't
I'm
like
like,
that.
this is strange. Then she said it's her partner is obsessed with the Kardashians.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, to the point where we just have paintings just all around. Beauty lab, that's not
That,
an obsession. That's a sickness, dare I say?
yeah, because it's not even like they're coming there and like getting treatments
No,
and stuff done. They just
no,
have pictures of them everywhere. Ooh,
no, it's not. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And it's in a strip mall. I think we saw that when they were trying to get Jen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but inside it's pretty nice. It was nice, but she wasn't there.
Oh,
But yeah.
interesting. That's an interesting thing about the tips, which I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're
That's
missing
good.
out on tips. Because how many
Yeah.
people, unless you are like, okay, I really want to make sure that you get this, let me do it right now before I forget. Or people are like, I'm not going on there and leaving a review.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm not a
It's a,
reviewer kind of person.
me neither, unless I have like such an incredible, it has to be very extreme on in the positive or negative way for me to leave a review.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think she's a mini Heather and she's just looking to fit in. And do you think she comes back?
Bronwyn?
Yeah, for a second season.
I think so.
Okay.
Um, what do you think about people saying that she's coming on here to get divorced, to leave Todd? You think there's anything to
I'm
that?
no, I'm still in the minority. I like their relationship.
Oh, you like their relationship. Okay.
Yeah. We had that little the age gap relationship and I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think he's just a little different. He's very
Mm-hmm.
direct and, behaves differently, but I think there's love there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, oh God, I hope I'm not well, do I hope I'm wrong or do I hope I'm right? But I don't want them to get divorced. But if
I
that's what works best for her, but I don't think so. I think Bronwyn is a person who likes attention. What other
mm-hmm.
attention is there than being a housewife? And you get
Right.
to
This
let
is
out,
the
yeah,
ultimate. Yeah. And then
yeah,
you've got the fans. Absolutely. And honestly,
yeah,
there's no reason to divorce Todd. He's not there most of the time. So, and he's rich. Like, I can deal.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
can deal.
So she just needs to be herself. The only reason I
Yeah.
thought she wasn't going to come back was maybe Todd would be like, I'm not doing this shit with you. But based on the reunion, he seems to be
He's
getting the
getting
hang
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warming up to it. So she probably will. And she has to experience BravoCon. I always feel bad for the newbies who didn't get to experience BravoCon because that is such a high
mm-hmm.
for them. Like they love it. I've been to two of the BravoCons and
Yeah.
they just eat it up and they
I've
love
gotta
that.
go. I bet.
Oh,
I cannot I have to go this year. Like it's happening.
yeah. Just
Um
prepare yourself. Someone left because they were overstimulated. Like it does get that.
like
And
one
it,
of the housewives or just like
no,
someone
no,
who
no,
was
no,
there,
no.
they were like, I need a
Someone,
break.
yeah.
That would probably be me, but I need to try it
They get
anyway.
over you can take it in breaks. Like the New York to Vegas was completely different. New York was like, oh my God, you had to plan it out. You had to know where you're gonna be in line. You
Yeah, I
could
don't
not
like
get it.
that.
But Vegas was much bigger and they had new
Mm-hmm.
rules and it's more accommodating over
Okay,
there. But
so
it does
they're
get
getting better
warming up.
each year.
Yes, yes, it is getting better. And I think it's in Vegas this year too. So
Oh,
just get your
even
tickets in
better.
time.
Because I
You
can't
just gotta
do
have
cold in New
3
York.
devices like I did.
What?
It sells out like this. It sells out so much. I had my husband on one, had my laptop on one, my iPad on one, just so I could get
Still, because that first time I'd gotten my ticket and that was a whole thing, but I wasn't able to go. So I had to like sell my ticket to someone. But
Mhm.
I thought maybe by now it was like more chill with the purchasing of the tickets and not so like a
Yeah.
Beyonce concert.
No,
Okay.
it is. It's in demand. It's in demand. People are
All
there, and the
right.
lines, like, you have to get there in time. It's wrapped around the building. I took, like, a video of it. It's like it's a good money-making business, which is why I wanna know why it was canceled this year. Like, what is the thing?
Do you think
I
it
mean,
was
last year, sorry.
because of people saying they didn't know what they were doing with the shows and stuff? I read that
I really
somewhere
don't
and I was
know
like,
because, honestly,
they could
if
still
you're a
just have
Housewives
people.
fan, speaking as one, we're delusional. Like, we don't care about a lot of things.
No, I
Like
just want to see them. Throw some
exactly.
panels together, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend thought maybe at the time the allegations against Andy and I'm like, Bravo seems to be behind him. I don't think that was big enough and again, we don't care. I don't
Did not
think.
care one
So,
bit.
yeah. So and then they canceled it but did the whole thing in London and did the Miami whatever thing. So it made it even weirder like, okay, so why? what was happening. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was strange.
Yeah, very strange. Um, do you think Seth was cheating on Meredith in Ohio?
Like currently or like whenever they because they did have their little separation. I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I think he is.
I yeah, like why not? And I'm not
Mm,
sure that she cares. I think she might be doing
exactly.
her own thing too. And maybe they have an agreement. You know, who I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Because I'm like, no one's that excited to go to Ohio, and then he
No.
came to the trip, and then leaving a day early. You could leave on Sunday, but you want to leave on Saturday.
And you're just now telling me when you could have told me
Mm-hmm.
when we were coming here, like, okay, I can come, but I have to leave early.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spring
Yeah.
that on me and in front of our friends. What's wrong with you? You're making
Yes.
me look
Exactly.
stupid.
Oh, I forgot about this when we're talking about Todd and Heather. That unseen footage where he was talking about Heather. Wasn't that a little eyebrows
Didn't like
raised?
that. Did not like
Like,
that. I know
oh,
Problem was
you
like,
saw?
okay, don't, not too much.
Yes, he sounded attracted to her.
Very much so. He's like, obviously, you're very attractive. He was just being a little too complimentary. And I didn't like the
Complimentary.
tone of his voice. I didn't like any of that. If that was my husband, I would be kicking you under the table. Like, chill.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. I was just
That
like,
who he
wow.
that's who he was texting. It was Heather the whole time.
Oh man. So Whitney, a lot of people have been
Oh
saying that
boy.
Whitney didn't have a storyline, she didn't have this, she should be fired, yada yada yada. Understood. Whitney annoys me. I think she's
She's
thirsty.
very
I don't
annoying.
think she should be fired though. I hate when they
No.
change the dynamics unnecessarily, and
Mhm.
everyone doesn't have to be 100% every season.
No, you don't have to have a storyline every time. I think as long as you are involved in some way, like we're good. And she was
Yeah.
fighting with Lisa the whole time. And I love
You.
it. You. At every turn. And I'm like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't even what why are they
What are you
beefing?
talking about?
What is the problem? I don't care. That was funny. But it's
Alibaba,
fine.
however they say it.
Jeez. Oh my God. One thing
Oh
about
man.
Whitney, she's gonna have a different business every season. So we do have that to look forward to. She will do that.
Struggling. She will. She will. Um, what do you think changed about Mary this season?
I don't know. Do you think I mean, it's like a different person. She was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to, not only am I going to participate, I'm literally going to spill my guts out
Mm,
on this show. And it's like,
yeah.
why now? Is it because Jen's gone? Is it because, like, because what else is different? I don't
Yeah.
know, because I don't know that everything with Robert Jr. I mean, it's nice that she shared it, and I think everyone was touched by it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I could put that out there. I don't know. So was
I
that
do.
making her feel more open? I don't know. I don't know.
But she was open before that even happened. And I'm just like, something must have clocked or clicked, and I just wonder what it is. We're probably never gonna know because Andy
Yeah.
even asked her that question, and
Hmm.
what did she say?
It
Oh, she felt like
wasn't
she
she
had a friend, and it didn't sound
there wasn't
right.
enough of a
Not
reason.
right.
No. It didn't make sense.
Exactly. I appreciate it because I mean, she was. I think at some point by the reunion, she said, "I love you" to Whitney. She's also throwing out the I love yous" a lot,
She
like
is.
to Meredith, to Whitney, and I'm like, okay. And then to Heather, she's like, "We're proud of you," or this. I'm like, huh,
Like,
that's a lot,
okay,
but
well, yeah, don't overdo it.
but I do appreciate that conversation. The older I get, the more emotional I get. I never used to be a crier.
Yeah.
Mary has
Yeah.
broken me so many times this season. Like when Andy's voice cracked, I lost it.
I was like, not Andy crying too. Now everybody's crying. Whitney's talking about her dad. I was like, okay, you guys have made me cry enough this season. That's enough.
Well, I mean, Meredith didn't get the memo. Meredith was stone faced, just like, really? We didn't play my podcast audio?
She's so see, it's like again, she's on a different show because it's like
Yes.
Meredith, nobody cares about that. That was such like a little thing, and then it's like you and Andy are saying the same thing right now. You're not listening. You just want to yell and leave. And you know what? Go ahead.
My,
Don't
you
come
can
back out here
leave.
though. Yeah,
Follow your
you
advice.
can leave. Ugh,
Andy was so irritated by her. You
you
could
could
tell.
tell. He should have told her she could leave. So perfect. He missed the opportunity.
Do we know if Robert Jr. is still married to his wife?
I want to say yes because it seemed like the last time. When was that Mary was on Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah, it
Mm,
was like last week.
oh, maybe it wasn't that time. It was the time before, and I
Hmm.
think she was asked like, "How's he doing?" And she was like, "Oh, good. He's like separate from like all of his old friends or whatever." And Andy was like, "What about the wife?" And she was like, "Unfortunately, no. She's still
Oh,
around." And so she needs to go, and unless she's clean, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. I
I
just
don't think
hope
that's great.
that with them being so public about it, he
Mm.
doesn't feel pressure that he has to stay clean
And be perfect
and be
and
perfect and
mhm.
all that. Because as much as I admire it, because again, there are a lot of families and parents that go through this and they probably saw that in Mary and Robert Jr., but that's a lot of pressure to be on
Yeah.
because forever that will always be the question. How's Robert Jr.? How's Robert Jr.? And I hope he's able to maintain it and he is keeping up with all his classes
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Mary and Angie, that is also a surprise to me.
Cuties. Really it is. Because all we saw, it's like Mary could not stand Angie. And then at the reunion, she was like, "Oh, you have something on your teeth." And she's like, "Yeah, I like her now." And now they're
Yeah,
best friends.
and that was
What?
it. I'm glad. It seems
I
genuine and
know.
I'm
It
glad.
does. They're really sweet together.
Yeah. I mean, Mary has a lot of trauma
Mhm.
that I don't think she's dealt with, and I don't know if she's anti going to counseling or something, but it's just every time she talks, there's a heaviness
Yeah.
to it, and I'm like, I just want her to be happy. And I think
Mhm.
anytime she's with like Angie, she seems a little lighter. And I'm glad she gave her a chance at the dinner because old Mary would have been like, we're done.
Shut it down
And that's it.
immediately. Yeah, and the fact that she shared what she did, I know she was
Yeah.
only talking to Angie, but like everyone was there, so she was sharing it with everyone, and that was heavy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. I hope they stay
Do you have
besties
any
forever.
do you have any other I don't know, with housewives, who knows? You think
I
they'll be
know,
besties
that's what is so
forever
sad
and
about it. I don't want them to ever fight again. Because that little thing at that table, I was like, no, Mary Angie's your
yeah,
friend.
I
No.
know.
But why were you
Yeah.
running after Brittany, though? You know, that's my enemy.
Facts. Facts. I can't believe the turnaround Angie did because I was like, this woman's the one who paid Jen Shaw just so she could be on the show. And
Oh my
here
God.
she is almost being the star of the show,
No,
actually,
she
if
is. And
not the
she
star.
was so annoying when she first came on.
Yeah.
I did
Hmm.
not like her. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Good for
you
her.
never know what's going to happen in these housewife streets. Mm.
Hmm. Anything else on Salt Lake besides my last thing is Brittany, do not come back. Like, I've never met anyone so irritating. Her and NECA, same level to me. Can't
Oh,
stand them.
yes, that's perfect. Yes, I can't. I was so annoyed. And, listen, I know everyone, we don't all agree and whatever. And that's like the fun of it. But she is one that I was like, no, you
Hmm.
guys, no,
Hmm.
we don't like her. She is so irritating. This is not fun. We're
No.
funny.
Yes.
Oh, so I don't need to see her back either, but I feel like she will be back.
My friends love her. She's
Mine
camp,
too.
that
It's like,
she's great, and she brings the cookie. I was like, not this kind of cookie. I can't do this every week, but okay.
no, and
All right.
she's just she's in on the joke, and I don't like it when they do that. For her to be on Instagram being like, I have an announcement, like, stop it. Stop it.
What about me? At your big
Oh.
age? What?
And she stood up. She didn't
Yeah.
even just sit there and be like, what about me? She stood up and threw a napkin. I cannot.
It was
Oh.
a full tantrum. It
Oh
was
my
a full
God.
tantrum.
Mm.
Okay. Speaking of a NECA. Let's go to Potomac.
Okay.
The ladies in my backyard.
Yes.
Yes. I've only run into Karen at a TJ Maxx.
What?
Yeah.
Garen's a Maxinista like us? Oh my
A
goodness.
couple of years ago. And then I came up to her. I think I asked for a picture or whatever, and then she
Uh-huh.
signaled. She's like, "Shh, don't say anything." I'm like, "They don't know who you are. We're in Virginia. This is where all the white people are. That's why you're
They
walking
don't
around."
watch.
So I said, "Okay, Robin." So and then she looked at me. I'm like, "Is it because I asked for a picture? Really? Okay." But I mean, she's always really nice because even at BravoCon, every time we go there, I went to their stand when she and Candace were on there, and I was like, "Make sure you get on the Green Eyed Bandits." And Candace is like, "Oh, we're on them. We're gonna get them," and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
I
Karen,
miss
when
her.
she's walking around, once you say Karen, she will turn around and give you a good picture every single time. So
Oh,
you
good.
know, Karen is great, but I'm a huge fan. There's not a lot of housewives I like. I like Karen, but this DUI, oh,
She's made it really difficult.
very, very
Because we can't
not,
defend her, you know?
no,
It's a
no.
DUI in the first place. Like, what are you thinking about? Like, there's just no excuse for this. And her car was on fire. Like, this could have been really bad, really bad. And it's
Yeah,
her going through the whole season being like, I'm innocent. I didn't know.
yeah,
Like, justice will be served, like, in my favor. And for those tapes to come out, oh my
yeah.
God. Oh
I, I
God.
I'm gonna confess that I feel very strongly about drinking and driving, so I didn't watch her tapes. I only saw like snippets, and I quickly just xed out, and I didn't see the full extent.
You
But I
didn't
did
mean
see
to.
that she was really inebriated.
It's
Like it
really
wasn't
bad.
like, so it was bad. Do you think she's going to jail? Or do you think she'll get like probation or?
Listen, I think she's gonna go to jail. It might not be a long time, maybe a month or so. Maybe she'll get some like
Yeah.
house arrest thrown in there, but this isn't
Yeah.
her first DUI. And I don't know. It's not even like making an example out of her. Like, you just can't do this. I think if you're
Yeah.
anyone and you're on like your second or third, it's like, okay, you need like a serious punishment because is what's not clicking, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that
Yeah.
her rehab at the last minute is going to make a difference because it's so obvious what she's doing, right? Like, why didn't
Yeah.
you didn't think about this before, like right after it happened? Let me go into rehab, let me go into a program. You could have even waited until you like weren't filming anymore to do
Yeah.
that, but it's like right before your sentencing. You want to go? That's crazy.
And that's the thing with Karen. Like, and I know I give her a pass. Karen is not authentic. We all know Karen has a boyfriend. We don't
Oh
care
yeah.
that you have a boyfriend. It absolutely makes sense if you and Ray have an agreement and looking like it's going to come out in the reunion that he was in the car. But how would they have hidden that? I think that would be very hard to hide, right? Or no?
I don't know. I was shocked by that when they were like, someone else was in the car with her. Like, what? Ugh.
I don't know. We would have seen. I don't know. I feel like it would have been in any of the like the court documents or something. So
But
unless they
if,
have, it's coming from Ashley. Ugh.
oh, that's true. Consider the source. You're right. You're right. Let me calm down.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. How do you feel about the newbie Stacy? How do you think she did?
I love Stacey. Here's the confusing thing. I love her. I think she's cute and fun and like interesting, but not with TJ. So at a certain point, I was fast forwarding through those scenes. I didn't want to
Oh,
see him. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about this at all because I don't know if it's real. If it is, I don't care because I don't like him and I don't want to watch him.
mm-hmm.
So I want to hear about anything else. I want to see her doing other stuff. Like, so
Yeah,
this random this event that she's throwing and her kind of getting into it with like Giselle and stuff. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
what's this? You know,
yeah,
something
yeah.
different. So yeah, I really like her. I think she did great. What about you?
I like Stacey. I think she's different, and she's not.
Hmm.
I mean, I do think she's dumb. Oh no, not
Oh,
dumb. Like an airhead.
she's a little ditzy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's ditzy. And I don't know if it's an act, if she's just used to it. Um, my only blip in the first half, that point when she was talking about Arabella and Arabella not having like the black culture around her, that
Hmm.
she wants to hang out, and I'm like, Stacey, if you wanted to, you would. Do
Yeah.
you not have any family members? Do you not have anyone that you could? So I didn't quite understand where she was coming from with that. But
Hmm.
I also don't understand the whole thing with TJ. To me, it's so obvious that this man is just trying to revive his acting career because he has
Yes.
an IMDb, he's a guest actor. What other platform again than being here?
This is
I
perfect.
don't understand their dynamic. He said they were just best friends. Then 2 episodes ago, he was crying because she's not showing him off and he
You're
wants to be
filming with her.
public.
What do you mean? What are
So,
you talking about?
exactly.
What are you talking about?
So, yeah,
See,
Giselle asked, and go ahead, go ahead.
no, that's just it. It's like, see, so I don't need to see whatever he has to say. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't because it's just very confusing as to what it is. And then Stacey, again, sometimes I think, is it an act? Because she throws some shade. Like when she said, Ashley, I can't believe I want to be as bold as she is to sing that song in public. And she's had a couple of other things that she said. And then, standing up to Giselle, she didn't seem scared at all. I don't know what that was about because Giselle's been in her best behavior. You know, when you wear tight pants and you're like, you know what, I'm going to let it loose. Giselle's like, fuck that. I'm just coming
Yeah.
out with something.
She said, okay, I've been holding it in for too long. I'm very uncomfortable. I'm going to
Yeah.
be me now. I'm like, okay, right
So,
up to the end.
yeah. So that was very strange. Like, oh, you should
Hmm.
have texted her. Oh, you should have told her. I mean, I don't know. She said I've known Vivian longer than Karen. I don't know. They were just reaching at that
Very
point.
much
I
a
don't know
reach.
what that was about.
Yeah, she said, I knew her before I knew Karen. So why would I text Karen about that? She's my friend and she has been for years. Why would I do that?
Yeah. I did cackle though when Giselle said, I didn't even know you were a charity person. Stacey said, why would when
She
she
said, why
said
would you say
what?
that? Giselle's like, I don't
When you
know.
said
I have to be a little mean and I didn't know what else to say. Also,
this
I'm not carrying a dog, which, listen, understood. I don't
I,
know that I would either. I don't want to do that. And we see now that there's just going to be shit everywhere. No, thank you. No.
oh man, and she sent the invite the day before, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just like, what is happening
I'm
over
not
here?
coming. I'm not doing that.
Um, but I think she and Giselle are friends. I think on Watch What Happens Live, she said something about, oh, she's great. When you see her in the second season, she was coming to her own or something like that. So I
All
don't know.
right.
I like the dynamic. Kiarna, I think gets like a B minus for me. Some people should be friends of.
Correct. Correct. We just talked about the the friend of to housewife pipeline, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the time it does not work out.
No.
Every now and then it does, but this, well, no, it was a miss. And I like her,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but what else besides Greg and his crusty feet, and him dismissing your feelings?
Ugh,
I
how can you
don't
argue with someone as they tell you how you make them feel? That man
like
is
you
not for
can't
you.
no, you can't argue with someone's feelings. They feel how they feel. Just acknowledge it. So for him to be like, I don't do that. I don't dismiss your
Yeah,
feelings, like you're doing it right now. Are you what? Am I crazy?
yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
She's too cute for him anyway, so I don't know. That
wait. Oh
confessional look,
my God. Like they say on Love Island UK, like he is
punching up.
punching. Yes. That is wild. Like you can't handle a bad bitch and it's clear, so you need to let her go.
Mhm, mhm. Ashley was low key this season. Again, everyone's like,
Surprisingly,
"Oh, fire her, fire her." Again, I'm not for the
that's
whole
never gonna
firing thing,
happen.
guys. It's
No.
hard to build a dynamic. Why mess it up?
Hmm.
She was okay. She and her little, this is terrible to say. It's not terrible, but I hope it's not crossing the line. But The guy she's dating, is it Josh or
I don't
something?
know
Is that
what
his
his
name?
name is.
Oh, he looks like her kids.
He does. No, I've seen people say that too. It's very scary. He does look like them.
You're like, is that your brother or something that's going around?
Yeah.
But
Like,
anyways, I'm okay with her. It's just the whole thing shtick of like, oh, I'm ready to date. I'm like, ma'am, there was a whole saga with you and Luke.
right. She was like
From
saying she
the
was in love with him. So don't and then when she said specifically, she was like, Josh is the first guy I've had feelings for like this since Michael. I was like, okay, Ashley, cut
yeah,
it out. We
yeah,
all remember Luke. Why aren't we talking about that? Why are we acting like that didn't happen? Did he tell you not
yeah.
to say his name at all? What is this? We were
Maybe
all
it's
so like, woo about it. Like, you know who your audience is, right?
Bravo does this weird thing because Contessa was on Below Deck and they didn't say anything about her being like a housewife. But I think when was it Tiffany Moon or someone came, they acknowledged that she was a housewife. And then Kate was
Mm-hmm.
in this last episode
Right.
and Giselle's like, "Oh, I knew her from year." I'm like, "You hosted a show together. Like, why
Right.
can't we see that? Is that a
And we
thing that
know.
they're not allowed to say?" And
I
that's
don't
weird because it's a
know.
crossover.
I don't know, especially on Housewives, because like we've been breaking the fourth wall for like quite some time now.
Yeah.
So what is the big deal? Especially for like Giselle and Kate, that show was canceled. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
And you don't even have to
Well,
name the show. You could just say, yeah, we hosted a show together. What was it, the
well, they did
chat room?
mention. Yes, that's what it was with Portia and whoever it was. They
Hannah.
did mention Giselle's fake boyfriend, the one from Winter House.
Oh, yeah.
I forget
Jason.
his name. Jason. There you go. So I don't know. But on a sidebar, do you think Luke should come back to Summer House?
No, not particularly. No, no, no. Not because I liked Luke. I don't have a problem with him, but like, I mean, I think it's fine without him. But he could. It wouldn't make that big of a difference, I think.
I think it would have been good. That's a close second to best non housewives show on
Oh
Bravo.
my
I
God.
really
Yeah, I
enjoy
can't
Summer
believe
House.
I didn't
Yes,
think about Summer House.
I know. I forgot about Summer House, but that's pretty good. I think when they were lacking for like men in the house, I think it would have been good to just have Luke in there because they've been rotating men. They finally settled on Jesse Solomon and West.
Oh, my
What is that
head.
look?
I'm so excited for the new season, but I'm like, I don't want to see them again. Okay. Yeah, they
Wait,
have, but they're bringing another new guy in there this time too. I can't
yes.
remember his name, but he
Mm-hmm.
seemed really annoying, which a man, so
Par for course. So,
yeah.
but they never seem to stick. That I'm just like Luke. We know, just bring him on in. And Luke gave us Sierra, so I don't know.
That's true. And they're friends.
Yeah, and he's really good friends with Lindsay.
Lindsay could have used him last season. She really
Exactly.
could have. Okay.
Exactly.
Let
So
Luke come
yeah,
back.
I do, and he's cute. He's so cute in
Yes, he
person.
is.
Oh my god,
Oh,
very
even
cute.
better in person.
Yes,
And he
yes,
seems so
yes,
nice too.
yes. And I'm just going all over the place. I will tell you this. I know everyone talks about the Southern Charm boys all the time. Austin is cute. I think Austin.
Oh, Jane, I gotta go. I gotta
That's why I
go.
was. That's why I whispered it right then. I feel shame, but it's how I felt. I ran into him at
You
the
sh-
airport.
okay, okay. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you
Oh
think
god.
he was cute when you were watching the show before you saw him in person? You were like, he's cute? Or did you see him and you were like, oh, a little different, a little better?
I thought he was cute on the show, and when I saw him, I was like, okay, confirmed. He's not no Craig. Craig is the ultimate cutie to me
Yeah,
on the
no, no,
show.
no. I can give you Craig. I don't like
Okay.
him, but he is attractive.
Okay. Yeah. And then Austin, I'm just like, they're so lucky they're tall. It just
Yes,
adds
Lord. And like very tall. Every
to it
inch
all. Yeah.
over 6 feet, it's like so many more points given to them than it should be, you know?
Yeah. And Austin smelled of alcohol, and Austin seems so nervous and jittery. And I'm like,
Oh
he's like,
no.
what did he say? It's a pleasure to meet you or something. And I'm like, "Well, you don't know. Like, he said, my name is
It's a
Austin. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I came up to you.
I
Like,
know that.
He was so nervous. And
It's a
I'm
pleasure
like,
to meet you. Why are you being so formal? Relax.
so yeah, he was just like a little. I was like, I don't know, but yeah, just a sidebar. I thought Austin was cute.
What do you
Okay,
think
that's off
about
my
Chip
chest.
then? Because I've
No,
seen them
no,
all in person. No, you shouldn't know immediately. No.
no. Chip is like he reminds me of what's his name, Shaggy, Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Yes,
Big
that's
shaggy
no, he
energy.
doesn't. No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
no.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I just went all over the place. I think to wrap up, Potomac. I do we need Mia back? I keep saying they shouldn't, but I feel rage when I see Mia and Jacqueline together.
Yeah.
And Jacqueline is so embarrassing and so thirsty and so like they should never have made her a friend. But not to get deep, I keep wondering if I should go easy on her and if it's the guilt for leaving Mia at whatever party and
Mm.
what happened to her. And she's just like,
Ooh.
I have to be with her till the end, no matter what happens, because if I didn't leave her, if I was there or whatever, it wouldn't have happened to her. So I'm
Mm.
trying to get grace and trying to think maybe that's what it is. But honestly, I don't understand how they fight for each other, get jealous with each other. Do you want to be together? Do you not want to
Mhm.
be? Why is a grown woman calling another man PP? Why are you sharing dick? Like all of it is too much for me. It's too
A lot of
complicated.
it's like a lot of questions. It's very complicated. It's very layered. First of all, why are you calling him PP? And is this his child that you're pregnant with right now? So are
It's
you back
oh,
together with him? What's going on?
mm-mm,
Um,
mm-mm.
but yeah, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. And maybe that's why, because I've always wondered, I'm like, Jacqueline, there's no way after the way that Mia treated her on that last season, and knowing that they've been friends for like basically their entire lives, that
Yeah,
Mia treated her like that, and for her to come back, because it wouldn't be
yeah,
me, you know.
yeah,
Um, but I hadn't considered that she just is still feeling guilty about leaving
yeah,
her at that party. So she's like, I'm going to take whatever
yeah,
abuse, whatever she throws my way. I'm just gonna let her do that to me because I feel bad. And there's no way to like make up for that, obviously.
yeah,
That's a good point. That's got
yeah,
to be it, right? Because I don't know why else she would let this happen. But yeah,
yeah.
also, it's just annoying. I don't want to hear about you guys sharing dick, hooking up with each other, doing like it's weird. It's weird. And
Yeah.
they always are just like offering it up. No one asked, you know?
No one.
You guys just keep throwing out these weird, weird things about
Yeah,
yourselves, and everyone's like, okay,
yeah.
moving on. We don't we
Awkward.
don't want to know this. It's all against
Yeah.
our will.
Well, your podcast gave me an idea. I was like, I might have some time on my hands. Might go to Karen's sentencing and see
Oh
what
my
that's
god.
about.
You please do it. Please
I'll
do
think
it.
about it. It's a little far from. Why is she Montgomery County? That's in
Where's
Maryland. So I'm
that?
just wondering. It's in Maryland, and she's in Great Falls or something in Virginia. So I'm wondering why it's happening over there. But I'll look it up. Just like Johnny Depp's whole thing with Amber Heard was right by my house. Like it was like 10 minutes
Oh,
away. But I mean I was
woof.
like, I'm not going to that. But Karen,
Hmm.
that I could do that
Karen,
for.
yeah. I think you should. Oh my goodness. They better not reschedule this thing again. That's what I know.
I know.
That would
I don't know
piss
for
me
her.
off.
She should just get it over and done with. Just know what your fate is, know what is going to happen instead of keep pushing it. Cuz I'm sure she's the one pushing it,
Of
right? Cuz she's in
course.
rehab and stuff.
Yeah. And wouldn't
I
that
hope she
make you
gets it
more
done.
anxious? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ugh, just tell me.
She looked bad in the video that's showing up in the reunion. Like,
She did. So is that supposed to be like right before she left for rehab?
probably.
And so here's my thing with that to circle back
Mhm,
to that, because I was
mhm.
mad. And I was like, there's no way she waited until like the day that they were supposed to film the reunion. I was like
Mhm.
giving her grace. I'm like, there's no way. But then I was like, there is, because I feel like we would have heard that she wasn't going to be at the reunion
Yeah.
before the day of if she had like, so this is a no call, well, not a no call, no show, just like a very last minute call out situation.
I think she wanted to be at the reunion. The reunion. What was the book? One of them, Diamonds and Rose, whatever. One of the Housewives book, where
Mm-hmm.
there's a chapter in a line where they said these housewives feed off of this fame, this thing. Like they always just want to be in the spotlight, good or bad. I think she wanted to be at the reunion. She didn't want to miss the reunion. And her lawyers and people advising her were like, this is not going to be good. So I think they were going back for it, back for it. And then last minute, they were like, don't do it. And then she agreed and then she didn't
And she went to
go
rehab
for it.
because it's like, well, you can't just skip the
Yeah.
reunion
Yes.
for
So what do
any
I do? Just
reason.
go rehab. Yeah. Because she's been
Uh-huh.
fighting rehab for years. Because I didn't believe the rumors when they said, who was it? Sure. What was that lady that said she was an alcoholic? I
Charisse.
honestly, yes, I honestly didn't believe it. But
I
now
definitely
that I think
didn't.
about it, it looks like it might be true. So,
Well, yeah, now because she was also like, yeah, and she like has sex with guys in the bathrooms of clubs. I was like, Charisse, if you don't shut up, that don't even sound believable. But
Mhm. But it might
I
be.
don't
We don't
know.
know.
I feel like I don't know Karen anymore. It's very
That's
sad.
crazy. I know. It's so sad. She should have just again come out with the whole boyfriend thing. Because when you're carrying a secret too, that's just a lot that you
Mm-hmm.
just wanting to let go. But
Yeah,
yeah, oh, we didn't talk about Wendy, but good for Wendy. I thought she was a gunner. I thought the producers
you
hated her.
did.
I did. I thought the producers hated her. I thought like because they kept letting out like what's that thing called? Her mic slip or whatever with Candace or Robin
Oh yeah, the hot mics
last
up. Oh
episode.
yeah,
And then when they brought NECA on there, what was the point of that? To bring
did
another
not like that.
Nigerian and another thing. So I just felt like they were trying to push her out and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
like her. But
Mm-hmm.
I think Robin and Giselle did her a favor because everyone, felt sorry for her. And then she
Yeah.
became like what she is right now. And I'm like, wow, look at Wendy go.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love her. I think she's great, and also her look at the reunion, perfect. That
A
hair is
plus.
so good.
Yeah, she stepped up. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's wrap it up with New York. So
Oh
dark.
boy.
I
Okay.
mean, the main thing is Bryn, but before we get to Bryn, Raven, I think Jenna Lyons might be poor. Why are
I
you
think she
returning?
might be too now. Okay.
We've seen a garage sale, we've seen a story about Uber, and now you are returning a 15. I mean, I'm not rich, I don't have wealth, but $1,500. Why are you returning that?
Right. And so you also were renting the Rolls Royce. And yeah, the 1500 for her to be like, okay, I understand like some rich people are still like thrifty, frugal, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be like, it was $1,500, Andy. It's expensive. I was like, is it? I feel like that's like
Yeah,
$15 to you. You know,
exactly.
I thought maybe she was going to say like 15,000. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, well, for whatever brand it was, that sounds about right. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and what do you mean you're going to return it? You've already
Why?
don't don't do that. That's going to piss
Gross.
me off. Yeah, the garage sale, you're returning a robe. Why did you buy it? I'm sure they would have let you borrow something. Also, you have no business coming out here in a robe anyway. I'm still mad about that. Put on put on a gown. It's getting worse and worse. She came in jeans and now it's a robe. What's next?
Yeah. Yeah,
Where does
what
it go
is
from
next? Where do
here?
you go from there?
And
All
for
right,
her
the
to,
Bruno.
yeah, say that and then have Bryn be like, well, my dress, first of all, nobody asked you. My dress is $7,000 and I bought it. Like, okay, thanks. Thanks. But you see, Jenna,
Oh,
this is just making
Brit.
you look worse. That's supposed to be your friend.
And Jenna's the one who keeps defending Bryn, so,
Exactly. See how she's doing you?
Did you read the Uba article?
I didn't. Did you
Okay.
read?
I did. And you have to we always have to remember that it's a reality show. I mean, I get it that there's still stuff going on behind the scenes. And she said they cut out a lot of stuff and not in the way
Sure.
they always say, oh, editing and all that kind of stuff or whatever. She said, Bryn just kept poking and poking. And
I
then even
believe
with the
it.
stuff with the beach at Puerto Rico, that she explained that she meant there was like some water that was a river or lake or something, and she told Sai not to go in there because she had a cut, and she had a conversation with Raquel, and she was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, okay, I understand," and they hugged it out or whatever, and then they came on TV and were doing all the things. Erin with her husband. Erin had already texted her husband saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and then that's the problem with New York. It's they're producing themselves. So Uba is like,
I hate
I
it.
didn't know that. They know that. So I'm reacting to that. Yes, I've learned that I need to not like overreact and always do things.
Hmm.
I take accountability for that. But there's a
Hmm.
whole lot more behind the scenes that pushes me. How did I get to that, level and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So besides all that, my theory is just Bryn was so mad because Bryn has a lot of things she needs to work through. But I think
A
she's
lot.
mad that Uba left her to be the only single person. Both of them were in the same journey to have kids. Uba left
Mm-hmm.
her. Uba found her a rich white man and is closer to having kids. And that really triggered Bryn. This is all Bryn wants, is to be a mom, is to do this. And once
Hmm.
again, she's not going to get that. So she's poking at Uba. But it's just disingenuous to say, "Oh, I don't want you to be the angry black woman," but you're the one trying to make her mad. And in
Right.
thinking about this, my Roman Empire, I remembered the housewife who dropped out before the show started, Lizzie.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Because Bryn started something, said her husband said the N word. There was a phone call, producers, all that. And she's like, "I'm just going to drop out and stuff like that." And I'm like, oh my God, going back to the beginning, Bryn is involved again. Now,
Hmm.
what we know of Bryn,
Right.
what
Do
is
we
true,
believe what,
what is not. Yeah.
right? What really happened with that whole
Yeah.
situation? I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we can't believe Bryn. She's an unreliable narrator. I mean, she's just a liar, actually.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that Uba stuff is so, because it's so clear. Yeah, she's jealous of her. So it's
Yeah.
now she's getting everything that I want. And I also feel
Mhm.
like Bryn believes that she deserves it before Uba. Like,
Yes.
why do
Yes.
you get to have the rich white man and go on the having a
Absolutely.
child journey, and me, a white passing woman who
Yes.
I don't tell people to shut the fuck up, and I don't get angry, and I don't do this, like seemingly in
Yes.
her head does everything right, and she's still not getting it. And it's like, well, that's not
Yes.
how life works. But
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's supposed to be your friend. You don't
Yes.
get jealous of your friends like that. You're like happy that it's happening for them and believe it's going to happen for you whenever it's
Mhm.
supposed to. But trying to meddle like that and like obviously try and be like, you can't act like that because then Oliver's not going to want you anymore. Like, did somebody
Mhm.
tell you that about yourself? Because Oliver
Oh.
loves it here. Okay.
Yeah, she's moved. I know she said now Uba says she's moved in, and I'm like, is she coming back?
I don't
Since
know.
she's made it public that she's not living in New York anymore.
Because Oliver, we're not going to see him,
Mm-mm.
which is already another thing,
Yeah, that's a
that I
problem.
don't love. But I don't know. Meredith doesn't live in Utah. That's why she's rents all the time.
I don't know if Uber would even want to come back, but if she comes back, she could always say I had some work that I had to do, so I just got a cute place and whatever, and say it all that. But
Hmm.
again, usually I'm like, don't change up the cast. I'm okay with it. But I think for the safety, not safety, for Bryn's health, I think she needs to take a break. And I
Oh,
think she
she's got to get
needs
off.
to gather. But I think the other person who gets off easy is Erin. I think
Oh
Erin
my
is
God, I
just
can't
as
stand
much
it.
as a shit starer
She
as
is.
Bryn is. And she
She's
gets away with it.
lucky. Yeah, she is so lucky that this big blowout happened at the end and took the heat off of her with Bryn,
Yeah.
because she absolutely, it's the same thing. She runs her mouth. She tells half of the story to this person
Yeah.
and that person. Yeah, from the beginning. I
Yeah.
don't like her. I have my eye on you too, Aaron. Okay.
Yeah. She's very pretty though.
So
But
she's
yes, she is.
gorgeous,
Yes.
stunning. So that
Yes.
helps too. Very
Yes, it does.
distracting.
Yes, it does. I didn't like how I don't know if it'll continue in part two, but they were all getting at Bryn for that conversation with Jessel, which was just about Jessel, which was just icky. The
Yeah,
whole with Sai, Aaron and Bryn and all that. And I'm
hated
like,
that.
why is she getting all the heat? Because Aaron was there, Sai was there,
Wasn't having a
and I
conversation with herself.
yes, exactly. And Sai, that's another one. I'm not believing the act. I think she's still mean. She just
She
saw
is.
what the audience was saying and was like, okay. I mean, she went to therapy for what, 4 months?
Right. So I think that's like what my friend Taria said during the time of filming. Okay. Because
Yeah.
you thought they were gonna record you in one of
Yeah.
your sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of whack. Like if you're mean, just continue that. You had she had some fans before. Just
Yeah.
be yourself.
Yeah,
Everybody's
she
not
was the
gonna like
one.
you.
Yeah, she was the one everyone knew. You're right. Yeah, before the show started and all that. Uba did not speak at the reunion until the 31-minute mark. I was checking.
She said she's Zen Uba.
And Uba said she's done a lot of work on herself and she's just going to take it. But to test a testament to the kind of person she is, when she came back to the house after they went to the hotel in the finale, she said, first of all, is Bryn okay? She
Yeah,
said
that was
that.
so
When
sweet.
Bryn was
Because
talking about her assault again at the reunion, she's tearing up, she's crying, and just
mhm.
empathizing with her. And then Bryn is just like, when she watched the finale, is like, oh, no one checked on me. No one did this. I was like, you just accused a woman of knowing something that could be so detrimental to her life. And you still have no idea what you just did, the bomb that you just dropped right here. Thank God for Jessel for actually telling Uba.
Thank God, because where would we be if not
Yeah.
for Jessel being like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
they said this about you. Uber
Yeah.
would just be walking around like, who? Oh my God, I can't even think about it. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bryn just still acts like it's not a big deal. Like she doesn't see what the issue is. Oh, they feel bad
Yeah.
for her now? Yes. Yes, sweetie.
It's
What?
terrible.
Get off
It's
of the
terrible.
show. Jesus.
Yeah. The way she woke up the next day and was like, "Okay, let's go have fun." And I'm like, and then she came into the reunion and it was like, "Everything is fine, right?" And Jess was like, "You think everything is
She said, wait a minute.
fine?"
How is it possible for you to think that?
Yeah,
Because I'm going to tell you what, it's not fine with me
it is
for
not.
my
It
own
is not.
reasons.
So yeah, so that was it. I think my final thing is going back to Erin is I didn't like how she put that, when Uber was talking about, life, you can't control certain things, like, with cancer and all that. And Erin is like, Uber needs to watch how she speaks. And I was like, both of Uber's parents died of cancer.
Thank you. That's what I was like, am I tripping? I think that Uba said, I didn't even remember it was both of her parents. I knew it was her mom, I think. And I was like, so
Yeah.
she doesn't, I'm so sorry, obviously, that your mom
Yeah,
has
of course.
cancer, but like I lost my mom to cancer and that's what I'm referring to. And
Yeah.
you know that. So please don't
Yeah.
try and twist it to me being, I'm not just throwing it out there as like a scenario.
Yeah.
Like it happened to me.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did not like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how you solve the problem of New York. I most of the time feel like producers shouldn't listen to the audience
They shouldn't.
because it clouds a bunch of things. Like, and also they're gonna complain, but they're still gonna watch.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. We're gonna watch.
just do whatever it is that you need to do for that. So, okay. I think the reunion is gonna be boring. I hope it's two parts. Is it two or is it three?
I want to say I saw that it was two.
Okay, it
So
deserves to
we're
be.
almost done.
Do you know I didn't even know they had an after show?
Either. I'm like, okay, so what's up with Peacock then? Because I that would come up after
Yeah.
you watch the episodes. I did not see that because I would
Yeah.
have watched it. So I'm like, who's lying? Y'all didn't. I will not be gaslit here. Okay, you didn't post those to the site.
Yeah. Okay. I know we're going long. We could quickly wrap up Beverly Hills. I just not a lot is going on there. It's one storyline, so we're gonna drag it out to the end.
That's what they do.
I I don't know how I feel about the current mix of the cast. I don't are they gel do you think they're gelling? Or does it still feel like faction? I don't know.
It always is
Something is
going to feel like that on there, I think, because of Kyle. It's because of Kyle,
Mhm.
because she's like the queen. This is her show. And listen, she's been there since the beginning, but I don't know. That just bugs me. Because especially when it comes to like Erica, right? I'm like, you clearly
Yeah.
are choosing Kyle's side because you're like, this is her show. I need to stay on her good side because they say that Kyle gets to say who stays and who goes.
Who
How
goes?
true is
Yeah.
that? I don't know. But that is what's happening.
It's
So
very
we have
strange to
Kyle.
watch
Mm-hmm.
because Erica, to me, has always been direct. This is the same woman who told Andy, like, are you going to hold Kyle's feet to the fire when we
Okay.
come this reunion? This is
Yes.
the woman who was with Lisa and was like, no, you got to do this and say this. And then now all of a sudden, you did nothing wrong. You're fine. You don't owe anybody anything. I'm like, who are you? Erica hates all of them.
She
She
does.
hates
And
all of them.
that's
She's
the
just here for a
thing.
paycheck.
Right. So I'm like, Erica, get in Kyle's ass. Like, what? No, she does need to share.
Yeah.
She's always open and honest, open and honest. You need to tell us. You need to tell us. You haven't
Yeah.
told us anything. So, yes,
Yes.
I need to see the text messages. And you also need to tell us what's going on with you and Mauricio. What happened for real? If you don't tell me, I'm going to start texting him. And then we're going to have a fight about that. Okay. Because this is
I'm
crazy.
It's so irritating. You're saying a lot, but you're not saying anything. We got more on
Mm-hmm.
Mauricio's show on Netflix, and you're
Yes. Just
trying to.
ridiculous.
I don't know what you're trying to do because Kyle doesn't know herself. Kyle is realizing she has no personality. She made herself be a wife and a mom. Nothing wrong with that. But now
No,
they're
but
all gone. All we see
right.
is her walking around her house alone,
With 100
like
dogs. Yeah.
trying to go to lunch with her daughters, still relying on Mauricio, saying he will screw her over. But and then Kyle, who are you outside
What?
of these things? Because Mauricio will move on.
He's already doing it.
He is.
We've
He
seen
is.
it. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Every time I see Kyle, I'm just like, Denise, Denise. Anybody remember Denise? You were just
Mm-hmm.
like open and honest, say it on there. You owe us the truth. And I don't know. Why do you think the producers have turned on her? I think they've turned on her because the flashbacks and the receipts were a lot.
Oh my God, the way they're setting it up. Oh, beautiful. No notes. I don't know. She pissed one of them off, or they've been sick of her for so long. And this was the perfect time. They were like, oh, you fucked up now. You gave us exact, we've been waiting. You made it so easy for us. You just handed it to us on a platter. Here we go. It's
Yeah.
time.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun. I hope she shows
Uh-huh.
up to the reunion though,
She better show up to the reunion.
because
I'm not
she's
playing with her.
she's turning out to be LVP. So
She can't quit this show. She's never gonna. It's like she keeps pretending like I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. But like you said, she doesn't have nothing else going on. And if she
yeah,
quit this show, there's
yeah.
really
What
what will
else
she
is there?
have? I don't
Well,
mean that in
what's
a
that?
nasty way either, but literally,
What is
like
it? Halloween on Peacock? What's that movie?
she's gonna focus on. Are they gonna make another Halloween movie for Kyle so she can have something to do?
To do right there. Bose and Dorit. What a pleasant surprise for me. I actually
Cuties.
don't think it's fake because some people are like,
No,
well, Dorit is trying to show that she has black friends. But I'm like, no,
no,
I think it's real.
it is. Did you see her at Bose's
Yes.
birthday? And it's
Yes.
cute. I don't.
Yes.
It's confusing times. Because Dorit, I'm not
Like
a
Dorit.
fan. So thank
Yeah.
God for Bose, who's incredible and making
Yeah.
Dorit likable.
Yeah.
I don't. I like their friendship.
I do
I don't know.
too.
I like to see it. So she
Mm.
needs that. She needed
Yeah.
a friend, and Bose
Yeah.
seems to be like a really good supportive friend, but will also call her out, and she needs
Yeah.
that. When Bose was like,
Yeah.
"You are the common denominator. We've been fighting with her and her and her and her." So Jerry was like, "Hey, wait a minute now."
Yes, it's pretty good. I'm not a Dorit fan, but anyone who steps on Kyle's neck, I am with you. I stand by you for you in
Yep.
any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sutton. I am not a Sutton fan.
Me neither. Jesus.
Sutton is one of those people who you might not like them, but you can appreciate that they're good housewives, like the Jennifer
Mm-hmm.
Aidens and all that stuff or whatever. And I'm glad that people are seeing it. Sutton was just a good adversary for Erica at the time when no one was speaking up,
Oh
and
my
she would always
God.
come back.
What a
But
time.
I consider Garcelle's flaw being friends with Sutton. It's
Like
a
a
flaw to
real
me for
friend. No, it is because they are like girls for real. And that is so confusing to me. Like,
It just
what do you see in her? Oh my God.
she's some the same person said I see no color. Yeah, people grow, but I have not
But
forgotten. That's a
no,
really hard thing for me to forget.
yeah,
And
no.
this thing she pulled with Dorit when she's talking about her kid, and she's like, "Okay, speaking of best friends, we gotta go." Um,
She, it's like that's strike three. The first was the I see no color because I'm with you. Even if I do decide to forgive you, you're never going to be a friend of mine because I don't
like
believe
my inner
I don't believe you
circle.
because you're not going to be talking about I have a black friend and I'm the black friend. No, not me. The thing when Dorit got robbed and she was like, well, we're all going through things. My designer got held up in customs and whatever.
Yeah,
Like, girl.
yeah,
And now that you straight up interrupted her when she's talking about her divorce and the kids finding out when you just told her not too long ago that you would be there for her. And you're like,
yeah,
we got to go. So don't care about
yeah.
this story. Let's go.
It's very strange, and she's the sisterhood, and she's
That
just like,
too. This is
"What
not
is
how
wrong with
sisters. Her sisterhood is like Kyle, the Richards sisterhood. That is a different that is a different type of sisterhood. I don't want no parts of that. Okay.
I did appreciate her getting into Kyle's ass when Kyle very blatantly was doing a smooth things over dinner
Oh my God.
before they go to the beach house the next day. But I
Hmm.
wish Sutton was good with her words because what she said in the confessional, facts.
Yeah.
Kyle, you're not above. You're always telling people to be open. Say it, but don't go to her and say, "What are you apologizing for? What exactly? What did you say?" I can't
Hmm.
believe Kyle answered her. I wouldn't have at that point, but yeah, she's a good addition, but I don't like her.
Yeah,
So
agreed. And she needs to definitely bring her confessional energy in person more. That
yeah,
makes me crazy. This show specifically, I feel like they are the worst at it. They talk all that shit in the confessionals, and then in person, they're just like dancing around it. And I don't
yeah,
like that.
yeah, that is very true. Jennifer Tilly, I think she's fun. She's just like
She is
la di da di
picky
da.
lady. Yeah. She's like, I'm so rich. I don't care about none of this. I'm just here
Yeah,
to like hang out.
yeah. Why do we think Kathy's still here?
Girl, I
Like
don't
she
know.
clocks in, clocks out, and I'm like, why do we need her? She doesn't even support her sister.
That's why she remains a mystery. They're like, listen, if nothing else, Kathy will go against Kyle. So whenever they need that, they're like, let's get Kathy in here. Things are going too well for Kyle at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. Like Beverly Hills really doesn't have a lot going on
No, they
right
never
now.
do. Hmm.
So it's fine. But oh my god, it was so nice chatting with you about the
I know.
housewives.
This was so much fun. We covered a lot of ground in like a short period of time. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. But thank you, Bravo, because I feel like I'm gonna be leaning heavy into Bravo. Peacock is my best streaming channel right now. And it has Love Island
I
too.
think
So
so for me as well. Yeah.
just drown my sorrows on there. Oh, I do want to ask you. You
Hmm.
used to watch Maps, right? Why did you
Yeah.
stop watching?
Okay, so there was a season. I don't remember the number. I think it's when they were somewhere in Colorado, maybe. Um, and they were just dropping like flies throughout the season. And maybe there was one couple, or no, I think it was all of them. They like had an agreement. They were like,
Yeah, that was
"We're
the
gonna stick
suggestion.
this up." And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm out of here. Like, and honestly, then I just forgot about it or
Yeah.
else I probably would have restarted, with
Yeah.
the new season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, what has happened to my show? Because I used to love that show. And that was even
Yeah.
one that like my husband would watch with me. It was like a fun show
Mhm.
for us to watch and like have conversations and stuff. But that
Yeah.
really pissed me off. How has it been going lately? Like, is it?
Yeah, we're not getting couples. We're getting drama.
Ah,
But it's still this we got one couple in Nashville and that's been the last until now. And right now everyone hates each other except one maybe couple.
mhm.
But I was gonna ask, they just signed a deal with Peacock. Do you think you'll rewatch
Oh,
now that it's coming to Peacock? Because I anticipate
yeah.
with a bigger budget, they're gonna change things up.
Hmm.
Like, do you think they might entice you into watching?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
against, like, they would have to, there enough time has passed for me to
Yeah.
be like, okay, I'll jump back in and we'll pretend like that didn't happen and we'll start fresh. I can do that a few times before I'm like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I've just reached that
Yeah.
point with Real Housewives of New Jersey where I was like, okay, I think I'm out.
Mhm.
Because I haven't made it through a full season in a while, and
Yeah.
that's a sign. But
Okay.
yeah. So are they going to still have, like, is Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, are they still
We don't
there?
know. We don't
Oh,
know. They just announced it yesterday, and I was talking to some of my friends, and I was like, I think they're going to keep the experts part of it. What I don't know is if they're going to want bigger names, like more
mm,
names that people know. Because Devon Franklin was on there as a test one time. He
right.
has
Which
like a
was
bigger
like,
name. Are they going to get people like that, or are they going to keep them? We don't know anything about the formatting or anything at all. Hopefully, they get it down to 1 hour. 2 hours is a lot.
you know what? That was a big part of it too. I think I do not, because I fell off of 90 Day Fiance for the same reason. Like, why
Mhm.
are these episodes so long?
Mhm.
I can't do that. I have too many shows to watch. And when
Girl,
you're
who you
running over
telling?
into the other time, like,
Who
no, I
you
can't do
telling?
this. Why do they
Yeah,
do that?
I don't know. Because, I mean, that's the thing. It's Lifetime, and that was their moneymaker.
Hmm.
So, of course, they're stretching it out, and then there's After Party with Keisha after, but Peacock
Yeah.
doesn't need that kind of, you know, moneymaker or the cash cow, so maybe they will change it, or maybe this is me just hoping, like, God, it
Oh
doesn't
my
have
God, I
to be 2
hope
hours.
so. Does anyone like that? A 2 hour show? Because they do that with, like, the Bachelor shows too, right? Those are long as hell, I think.
They
I
are.
don't
But,
know.
I mean, I don't like it, but I'm watching it all. And I'm watching
Yeah,
Love Island All Stars every day too, so,
it's a
it's a lot.
lot. It is a lot for us to keep up with. Okay.
It really is. All right, Raven, tell people where they can find you.
Yes, you can listen to my podcast, Bitch is Better, anywhere you listen to this podcast. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Threads at Bitch is Better Podcast.
Yay. Guys, give it a listen. It's really funny. And I'm telling you, if you could be like me and feel seen, because Raven always hits the points. And I'm like, yes, I feel the same way.
Yes, give it a listen. Because I think you would enjoy it, but also you are coming on my show here soon because we've got some new things coming out and
Yay.
we've got to discuss because this was so much fun.
Anytime, just let me know. Well, guys, you know where to find me. It's Altacall Maps, ALTARCALLMAFS. That's the handle for Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. And please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Really helps the show. And I'll be here next week with another Maps recap for you guys. Have a good week, guys. Bye.